Hi guys, this is my first YouTube video, and this is basically just like an intro makeup tutorial, rosy pink glitter, that type of look. And right now I'm just taking my Makeup Revolution palette, Conceal and Correct I think it's called. It is in the shade medium to dark. The shades don't have names, so I'm just using the bottom row, second to the left on that side. I hope I'm explaining it correctly, but yeah, I'm just taking that right now and I'm just perfecting my brows. And yeah, also I like you guys to leave comments and suggestions down below on what kind of makeup look I should do next, because as I said before, this is my first YouTube video, so I need ideas and you guys' feedback. Also, if you could subscribe to my channel if you like the video look, if you like the final look, then please subscribe to my channel. Right now I'm just outlining my brows at the top and the bottom. I usually don't do the top, but sometimes it's necessary just so it makes the brow look a little bit more perfected and sharp. I'm doing it on both sides, and I'm just dragging it across just so that it'll even out on both sides, if you understand what I'm saying. Right now I'm just going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to blend out my brows in the front just so that it looks better, in my opinion, you know, because I don't want my brows to look too dark in the front. I like them dark in the back, but not too much in the front. Right now I'm just going to take more of the concealer that I use to outline my brows, and I'm just going to take it and drag it down to my eyelid just to start it off as a eyeshadow base, and everything goes on more smoothly and blends better. Next, I'm taking a cosmetic wedge, a disposable cosmetic wedge, and I'm just going to blend out the concealer that I placed around my brows. Next, I'm just going to take my cosmetic wedge and I'm just going to blend the top of my brows. I don't want to focus too much on it because we're going to be taking our foundation and applying it over it anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, now I'm just continuing to make sure everything's blended out evenly and everything looks good. Now I'm taking some Airspun setting powder and I'm just going to apply that with a brush that I picked up from Walgreens. It doesn't have a name. It's just a powder brush, I believe. So I'm just using that to set my concealer that I apply. I'm not taking too much powder just because I don't want it to look too cakey or built up or anything like that. So I'm just applying a small amount and sweeping it over my concealer that I placed. I'm not going to put any on the top of my brow just because I don't think it's necessary. Next, I'm taking my Modern Renaissance palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just picked this up over the weekend. This is my first time actually using it. I'm going to be taking the color Real Girl and I'm going to be applying that in my crease area just as a transition shade. This color is really pretty. It's actually my favorite color out of the whole palette. It's really pretty for all transition shades, or even if you're going for a different look. I feel like this transition color could still work. I'm going to apply that with a crease brush. that I got. I think it's a Real Techniques crease blending brush that I picked up from Walgreens over the weekend. And actually, it exceeded my expectations. It works really well to be inexpensive. I think it was around maybe, well, it was a set. It came with essential eye makeup brushes. I think that's what it was called. It comes with like different eye brushes to use. But I'm going to be using the crease blending brush. I'm just going to blend that in my crease, making sure that everything's blended out evenly. Now I'm going to be doing the same thing to the other eye, taking the color Real Good and just applying it to my crease area, making sure everything is blended evenly. Right now I'm just going to take the shade Love Letter and I'm just going to apply that to my crease area to more deepen it and my outer V in the inner corner of my eye. First I was using that brush that I used earlier, the crease shadow brush, but I'm going to be taking another brush just so that it looks better and it gets in the areas that I only wanted to get in. So I switched it for a medium shading brush by Real Techniques. It came in the brush set with the other brush that I was using before. And this brush works really well just to define in the areas that you only want to define it in. It doesn't like get everywhere or get out of place. And this brush set was only maybe, I think it was around $16.99, $19.99, somewhere in that area. It's really not bad for the quality of the brushes, especially since it works so well. Right now I'm just going to take the shading brush that I used earlier, and I'm just going to use that to blend out the middle crease of my eye, just so that everything looks better and blends together well. Okay, so I did the other eye off camera just for the sake of the video. I didn't want it to be too long or anything like that. So yeah, it's the exact same way I just did off camera. Anyways, I'm going to be taking this shade Primavera and I'm just going to be applying that with the wet flat eyeshadow brush. Any flat eyeshadow brush will work. I sprayed my eyeshadow brush with the Primer Mist by e.l.f. I just sprayed it maybe once or two times, just so that it'll apply the color better and you can see it more better. And so I'm just going to place that in the center of my eyelid just as an outline for where I want to place the glitter. So I'm just going to be doing the exact same thing, applying the shade Primavera in the middle of my lid, just as an outline. Now I'm going to be taking my NYX glitter primer, and I'm just going to apply that where I applied the shade Primavera. I'm going to be applying it with a Q-tip. Now I'm just going to be taking my crease eyeshadow brush that I used previously. I'm just going to clean up around the edges just so that everything looks in place. Now I'm going to be taking my NYX glitter Brilliance, and I'm just going to take it in the shade Rose. I actually had to order this shade offline because every time I went in an Ulta store, they never had it, and I don't know if they were just out because people liked buying it, like it was really popular or something like that. I really don't know, but every time I went into the store, they never had it. So I had to order offline. Anyways, I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to start applying it to my eyelid where I placed the glitter primer. And actually, this was my first time actually getting the glitter primer to actually work, because I used it before when I first got it and it did not work good for me. Like, it was clumpy and it was really thick and it just did not look right. And so I sat down in my room and I just figured out how I was supposed to do it, so now it looks better. And I just applied that to both of my eyelids. And excuse my hoodie, I was helping my cousin dye her hair earlier and I didn't want to mess up any of my clothes, so this is just something that I grabbed. Anyways, I'm going to be taking my Ardell Demi Wispies lashes and I'm just going to apply them off camera. And now I'm just taking a powder brush. Any powder brush will work. I'm just using it to sweep away some of the glitter that was fallout. And now I'm going to be taking my Maybelline Fit Me in the shade 330. And I'm just going to apply that with a, I don't even know the name of this brush. It's really just a foundation brush and it actually works really well. I think I picked this up at Ulta, maybe. I'm not even sure, but it works really well to apply the foundation and gives everything an even look. Now I'm just going to take my concealer brush that I used earlier to clean up around my brows, and I'm just going to take the same shade concealer that I used earlier, and I'm just going to place that under my eyes, my chin, my cupid's bow, and the bridge of my nose. And now I'm just going to blend everything out with a makeup wedge, a disposable makeup wedge. I picked these up at Walgreens for maybe $2.99, I believe they were. Now I'm just going to be taking my Airspun setting powder. I'm going to apply it with the powder brush. And actually, this is my first time using Airspun. I picked it up at Walgreens, and I don't usually use setting powder to set my concealer just because I have such dry skin and I don't want it to affect my makeup and make it like super dry and crack or anything like that. So I don't usually use it, but it actually turned out really nice. Now I'm just going to be taking this contour powder. It kind of has a little bit of glitter in it, or shimmer, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to apply that to my cheekbones. And I don't know the name of this. I've had this for a while. My sister actually gave it to me as a gift. So I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's not too dark and it works just right for my skin complexion. Now I'm just going to be taking this rose gold palette, I believe it's called, by Makeup Revolution 2. I'm just going to be taking 2 shades out of there, and I'm going to mix it together and apply it in my inner tear duct. Now I'm going to go back into my Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm just going to be applying the shade Love Letter, the shade that I use in my outer V and inner corner of my eye, just to smoke out my bottom lash line. Now I'm just going to be taking a powder brush, and I'm just going to dust away the Airspun setting powder. And at first I really didn't like how it was coming out with the Airspun powder, so I just used a heavier hand to sweep away the product, and it seemed to actually work better. Now I'm just going to be taking a medium shadow brush. I believe I used it to contour my nose. Nothing too dramatic or heavy. Yeah, I used the same contour powder that I used before, because I didn't want anything too dramatic. Now I'm just going to be taking my Rose Gold Sugar 2 palette. I'm just going to take those 2 shades that I pointed to, and I'm going to take my fan brush, and I'm going to apply that to the bridge of my nose, my cupid's bow, and right above my contour. Now I'm just going to take a eyeliner brush, and I'm using it to apply some brown eyeshadow to line my lips, just because I couldn't find my brown lip liner. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm just going to line my lips with it. Now I'm just going to take the NYX Lingerie, and I'm just going to take it in the shade Teddy. I'm just going to apply that on my lips. And after I applied the shade Teddy, I didn't really like it. So I took another color. I took the shade Confident, and I'm just applying that over it. And so this is the finished look. Please don't forget to leave comments down below, and please subscribe to my channel if you like the look. Thanks again.